I have accumulated for you to present to you so that you can have a very good health of your throat. This is probably the best interaction we will have ever. Let's start with the Shuddhi Kriya, the cleaning technique. You know, Dhauti, Basti, Tatha, Neti, Naulikam, Tatakam, Tatha, Kapalavati, Shaitani, Shatkarmani, Samacharet. 6 different cleaning techniques which are given by epics, Gherand Samhita as well as Hatha Yoga Pradipika. One of the technique to keep our throat well and good that I am going to show you. If you have this one, this particularly the Neti Patra, Neti, you can use it. Otherwise, just see the technique. I am going to tell you the first technique which is going to clean our complete throat. Okay, and try that you can note down all those things which are very small things which I am going to display here. Okay, first technique, very quickly, we have just 40 minutes and we have more than 14 different techniques to be displayed. So when you use Neti Patra, you have to have the warm water along with a salt. Okay, so you have to put a pinch of salt, couple of pinch of salt, so that the concentration of water should be equivalent to actually a saline one. It should be as salty as your tears. Very important, because otherwise the cells which has the cellular cytoplasm, it will ooze out and you will have a jerk in your brain inside, which should not occur. If you have any jerk in the brain or any jolt or you feel uneasiness, remember that it is a challenge. Okay, so don't do that. The first thing should be Shuddhi Kriya. So I have put a warm water here just for 5 minutes before, and then I have put some salt. Okay, and how I am going to perform, I'll show you. I just brought it, don't worry, I brought one bucket here. You are able to see, I think so. What should be my neck position? Just see this, 1 and angular 2. Okay, again I am showing it, 1 and 2. My mouth should be open. I should breathe by my mouth. Let's try this. Okay, so I am putting in a way that the lower portion of this Neti Patra should go up, and it should not happen that this should not tilt this way. This should tilt this way. Okay, so 1, open the mouth, 2, hold it, fix it in one nose and wait till the water coming out from the other side. Wait. Okay, as there is a proper concentration of water, of salt, I am not feeling anything. Okay, so if I keep my angle wrong, it will not come out. See this way. If I keep my angle correctly, it will start coming out. Let's do it from the other side. Those who might have missed it. So again, 1, and tilt your head this way. Fix the tip of Neti Patra in your left nose and just lift it from the back side of the Neti Patra, and you will find that the water will be easily flowing from the other nostril. So during this, you should keep your mouth open. Very importantly, those who have ENT challenges, they should not do it. Those who have any hole in the tympanum, the curtain of your nose, they should not do it. Okay, so you should always connect with your doctor if you have any kind of challenges. Very importantly, the water should be very clean. The water should be well filtered. The water should not contain any contamination. You might have thought, when I actually putting the water, it took time to come out. Why? Because this nasal cavity, it will have completely, it will full of water, and the water remains there. The very important point is that you should not do this neti generally after 12 or 2 o'clock, because the water will remain there itself, and by chance if there are organisms, it will cause infection. So neti can be a dangerous thing if you are not doing it properly. Now, this water, has it come out? No, it has not come out. It is still in my nasal cavity. Now, for this purpose, you can have the forward bending, and then you can take out the water from the nose. For this, what we need to do? We need to do the Padahastasana. So Padahastasana, the half or Ardha Padahastasana, see the water is coming out, and then see the water is coming out, I am doing a kind of Bhastrika. In Padahastasana. So naturally, those who are suffering from cervical spondylosis, they should not do this, because they will not able to take out complete water, and if they would like to do it, they have to do heavy Kapalbhati after Jalaneti. Okay. So you note down your questions about Jalaneti. We'll go ahead and then we can have the questions. Okay. So note down your questions. Let's go for the another technique. Right. So next technique to keep our throat very healthy is the Ujjayi. Ujjayi pranayam is considered, or Ujjayi Kriya is considered as one of the best technique to keep the health of our throat warm, and it can be done at any point of time. It can be done at any time, even after the meal, before the meal. In Ujjayi, what you need to do? Sit in your lotus position, Padmasana, or in Vajrasana, and there are 3 types of Ujjayi. You can do it. The first type is Sadharana Ujjayi. Keep your both hands here, and what you need to do, right from the Anahata Chakra, which is near to the heart, to the mouth, you have to, when you breathe in, it will make a sound of attrition of air. This way. And similarly, when you breathe out, again you have to make a sound. Needless to say that those people who are suffering from throat infection, they should not do it. It will worsen the condition. Right? This attrition will worsen the condition. It may happen if you have done Neti and Shuddhi Kriya, it may happen that the water will come out from nose. Okay, so let's do it. Again, needless to say that there should be Mool Bandha when you are doing it. So Mool Bandha should be there, that is a locking of your perineal, genital and anal muscles together, and there is no movement, jerky movement of your tummy. No movements. It will be very simple. Breathe in, and long breathe out. It is customary in yoga that your breath in should be half of that of the breathe out, so that breathe out will be complete. Okay, take a deep breath. There are people, you will find that they may have coughing because of Ujjayi, and that is perfectly normal. Again, let's do this particular simple Ujjayi is actually meant to release the Vata dosha of our body. Let's do for the Madhya Ujjayi. In Madhya Ujjayi, you can keep your both the hands this way, okay, so that your brachial muscles are stretched. And let's have Mool Bandh. Let's perform the Ujjayi. Breathe out and breathe in Ujjayi. Breathe out Ujjayi. Breathe in. Breathe out. Again breathe in. Breathe out. Let's do it 5 times. Check the amount of heat which is generated in your complete respiratory tract. There is the Urdhva Ujjayi. So this particular Madhya Ujjayi, which is responsible for reducing our Pitta, and there is a Urdhva Ujjayi, that is a third technique which is responsible for reducing Kapha dosha. So let's keep our both the hands this way. Breathe out. And Ujjayi, breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take a deep breath and breathe out. Remember that you have to keep the Mool Bandha during all this technique. Okay. So in between you can have 24 times Kapalbhati, maybe to ooze out the water which is there. So let's do a Kapalbhati, which is also one very good technique, right from for stomach to your even the nose and respiratory tract. Okay, let's do it. Kapalbhati type 2, where you give a jerk to your tummy while breathe out. So it is an active breathe out and passive breathe in. Okay, let's do it. So breathe out and breathe in, half breathe in, and let's start Kapalbhati. Now observe the water is coming out from nose. Remember that you should not use too much of towel if for a drop of water. Let it come out, because if you use a towel or a hanky, it may cause a rubbing of your nasal muscle, nasal skin, and that may cause harm. So remember, the water is completely sterile, water doesn't have any microorganism, so you have to take care. Don't use too much of hanky, let it come out, okay? That is even pure than actual water we have. Very importantly, the mucous membrane which is there, which actually secretes the mucus in nasal, larynx and pharynx. The mucus is actually responsible for engulfing the microorganism and taking it out. So sneezing is a response of our body to the microbes or the dust which comes inside. Okay. So let's go for the next technique, which is a Khechari Mudra, which is considered as the panacea or the amrit, which is actually dripping through our head, and it gets completely destroyed when it goes to our stomach. This is the concept which is given by yoga, and this we have to stop it for some time. So in Khechari Mudra, what we need to do, we need to actually roll our tongue, touch it to the pit inside our throat, reverse way, this way, and in that condition take a breath through mouth and breathe out through nose, this way. The second technique, breathe in through mouth, breathe out through mouth itself. Again Khechari Mudra. Observe that there is a huge pressure you will have in your throat. The throat has Vishuddhi Chakra. This particular Vishuddhi Chakra is responsible for actually stopping the panacea liquid, that is Amrut, which is dripping from our the Brahmarandra. So this particular Vishuddhi Chakra, it has a Akash Tattva, or it is a purple in color. It has an ether. So this particular ether, which is responsible for stopping the dripping Amrit. Okay. So if you do Khechari Mudra, your throat as well as the whole body, it says that it will be very nice. So let's do Khechari. Roll your tongue, touch it to the roof of your throat. Breathe in and breathe out. Take a deep breath and with the Moola Bandha, lock your chin to your chest. So breathe in and lock your chin to your chest. This is another technique known as Jalandhar Bandha. So throat lock, you are not able to breathe in as well as breathe out. Your breath is inside, let it get consumed in the body. Your backbone should be straight. You should not touch the ground. Your hands should be on the knee. You should not breathe in, you should not breathe out. Jalandhar Bandha. As per your capacity you should do. Come back and take a deep breath. Observe the passage of air. You will find that the air is directly going inside the lung. Breathe out. So again, take a deep breath. Let's lock Jalandhar Bandha. You should also have Mool Bandh when you are doing Jalandhar Bandh. So your pran is between the Mool Bandh and Jalandhar Bandh. If the pran is getting spread between Mool Bandh and Jalandhar Bandh, it will be responsible for the great health. Some of you may have the backache because this is a pranic kriya. Come back, take a deep breath, release the Mool Bandh and breathe out. Again take a deep breath and breathe out. It is said that Jalandhar Bandh along with the Mool Bandh is really a technique to prevent any kind of infection. If you do it daily, there are many chances that the infections can be prevented. The Jalandhar Bandh is responsible for stopping the pran which is going upside, and Mool Bandh is responsible for stopping the pran which is going out from below. Let's do one more kriya which will keep our complete health of our throat. Currently we are seeing all those kriyas which are actually responsible for keeping our health in cold. We will also see what kind of kriyas which will be taking care in summer. So, but currently this particular kriya which we are going to do is a Singha Mudra, and this Singha Mudra, there are a lot of variations in the Singha Mudra. So we will do one variation of it. This particularly, those who are Pitta Pradhan or those who are very angry, suddenly very angry, they should not do it. Those who have any problem in throat, they should not do it. Okay. So Singha Mudra can be done with lotus. It can be done with the Vajrasana also. Right. So let's keep both the hands on our knee. Okay. And let's have Mool Bandh. So take a deep breath. What we need to do, we need to roar like lion. Okay. And this particular mudra also responsible for making you fearless. Okay. So whenever you are afraid of boss, try Singha Mudra, not in front of him, but when you are not in front of boss. Okay. Because it has an expression like a lion. So take a deep breath, and through mouth you have to breathe out, taking out your tongue. Press your knees and open your eyes as much as possible. Again take a deep breath and Singha Mudra, breathe out. Come back. Take a deep breath. Then Singha Mudra, breathe out. Come back. Again take a deep breath. Singha Mudra, breathe out. So don't try it in front of your kids or your spouse. They'll get afraid, or tell in advance, tell them, otherwise it will be a disaster. Okay. So because reverse is also possible, that your spouse can do Singha Mudra in front of you. Okay, let's go for one more technique, which is actually a kind of Sukshma Yoga, but it is very effective for health of your throat. So what we need to do, breathe out, both two to your fingers, tip, touch it here and take a deep breath and press them. Hold it. You will find a huge pressure in your throat and breathe out slowly. Again, try it. Breathe in, press it. And breathe out slowly. Take a deep breath. You will find a pressure here. And breathe out. Again take a deep breath. And breathe out. Some of the Sukshma Yoga which are given for particularly for throat, they are very simple. Brahma Mudra, we say them. Let's do that. So, take a deep breath and just bend your neck on the left. Try to touch the ear to the shoulder. Observe the stretch on the right side. Breathe out here. Come back and breathe in. And slowly on the other side. You can keep your respiration normal also. Come back. You will find a stretch on the left side. Take a deep breath. And those who are suffering from cervical spondylosis, they should not do it. So forward bending, breathe out. Observe the stretch at the back of neck. You can have a Mool Bandha at this point of time also. Come back, take a deep breath. And breathe out. One more. That is actually a back bending. People suffering from hernia, they should not do it. Or who has challenges in pat, especially who have been prohibited the back bending, they should not do it. Take a deep breath and bend the neck back. Observe the roof. Observe the stretch, especially in the pit of throat. Come back and breathe out. This is a very simple Sukshma Yoga which keep a health of our throat. One more, which is a rotatory moment. Take a deep breath and close your eyes and rotate it clockwise. While rotating, breathe out. Again take a deep breath. Rotate it. Breathe out. Again take a deep breath. Rotate it. Breathe out. Anti-clockwise way. Take a deep breath. And move the anti-clockwise way. While rotating, breathe out. Again breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Take a deep breath. And breathe out. Take a deep breath. And breathe out. Let's go for some of the asanas which keep a health of our throat very nice. Remember that the throat contains thyroid gland, parathyroid gland, which is responsible for growth as well as mood balance. And it is said that if your Vishuddhi chakra is good, your thyroid gland will be good. Vishuddhi chakra is the energy center. So it is purple in color. and it is said that if it has a energy, the person has a very good imagination, the person is joyous, okay, the person is happy. So it is also responsible for happiness, also responsible for good, better emotions, right? So let's go for some of the asana which we can quickly go for. So come back from the lotus position to a very simple asana we'll start with, which is a Urdhva Marjarasana. So let's start with Marjarasana. For Marjarasana, what you can do, you can come back in Vajrasana. Okay. If you feel, I can adjust the cam, I think, so that you can see me. So Vajrasana, let's take a distance of a feet between your knees. Keep your left hand in front of left knee, right hand in front of right knee, and you have to bend your tummy, take your tummy near to the floor, but at the same time take your neck back, observe the stretch in tummy as well as in throat. One of the best asana, Marjarasana, which is actually a cat position type 2, and then